Death Stranding almost didn't happen. Kojima Productions almost didn't exist. And in this video, you'll find out how Hideo Kojima almost didn't get to make one of the most anticipated video games of all time. It's quite the journey. So without further ado, let's get to it. How Death Stranding almost didn't happen. Greetings, Mystorians. Our story begins in 2015. It's been 5 years since the last Hideo Kojima-led Metal Gear Solid game. The world is ripe for another, and they're about to get one. But not as all well in the Metal Gear homeland, Mystorian. Oh no. Konami, Kojima's employer for the past 3 decades, are making headlines for all the wrong reasons. They are reported to have a seemingly Orwellian work culture. But just how bad was it? Citing a NIKKEI Asian Review article, KOTAKU reported in 2015 that Konami employees had their lunch breaks monitored with time cards. Those who took too long were publicly shamed by having their names blasted throughout the company. But it gets worse. According to the report, staff not seen as useful were made to work as security guards, cleaners, and to work at Konami's slot machine factory. According to that same report, the company had placed cameras in corridors not to monitor security, but for employee surveillance. But what has all of this got to do with Hideo Kojima? According to several reports, not only was Konami becoming a scary place to work for, they were also changing their content focus. They wanted to move away from expensive studio-made games like Metal Gear and instead wanted to make more cheap games. The Asian Nikkei Review reports that the company changed direction after they developed the social game Dragon Collection on the cheap. This proved very profitable, yielding a lucrative high monthly rate of return. Kojima's games, by contrast, came with a hefty price tag. Metal Gear Solid 5, by comparison, cost $80 million to make. This new focus brought about a corporate restructure that created a rift between Kojima, Kojima Productions, and Konami. It was so bad that, according to GameSpot, the Metal Gear creator and his senior staff had their communication access restricted. This means that they had limited access to corporate emails, phone calls, and internet. That, plus Kojima and some of his senior team, were changed from permanent employees to contractors. After we finish Metal Gear Solid 5, Mr. Kojima and upper management will leave Konami. They said their contract ends in December, a source told GameSpot at the time. That same source told the website that Kojima told his staff during a meeting that they had to work as a team and make a good game for the fans. Kojima joined Konami in 1986, and just like that, 3 decades later, Metal Gear Solid 5 would be his swan song. Konami wasn't as sporting. They removed Kojima's name and the Kojima Productions logo from the game's box art and all other Metal Gear related marketing material. To make matters worse, the company also prevented Hideo Kojima from attending the 2015 Game Awards, where Metal Gear Solid 5 won 2. Yet when he'd split from Konami, the gaming icon found himself in a bit of a strange place. His goal was to reform Kojima Productions as an independent studio. But without Konami, where was the money going to come from? Kojima couldn't finance it himself, so he went to the bank. But that proved fruitless. His application, Mystorian, was rejected. And according to a FAMITSU report, translated by Kotaku, the 53-year-old said, "When I went to the bank, I couldn't borrow money. They said, 'We know that you're renowned, but you don't have any actual results.' This is the kind of country Japan is. I was a 53-year-old middle-aged guy. I didn't have any money or much of anything else. And it was just me saying I was going to make this open-world game. down but not out, Kojima visited another banker at what he called Japan's biggest bank. As it turned out, this person was a big fan. Kojima got the money. But now that he was liquid, he needed a place to set up Kojima Productions, and once again, that proved a challenge. But once again, the fact he was Hideo Kojima proved very useful. Yes, Mystorian, yet another fan helped to facilitate his move into Tokyo Studios. It's there that Kojima would begin development on Death Stranding. And that, Mystorian, is how Death Stranding almost didn't happen.